What's up guys, time for a new vlog. So I just landed in Las Vegas. It's like 12:30 in the morning, I guess. A long flight because we just got held on the tarmac. And then our baggage was delayed for like 40 minutes. I never bring baggage. I actually hate baggage. Like when I'm going with someone to the airport, I'm always like, just put it in your backpack. I've actually never, even when I went overseas, I don't travel with baggage. I only carry a backpack. So now I have a big bag. Of course it's blue. Gotta be blue for the blue crew. I'm actually moving my stuff through these airport flights since I'll be here so often. This trip's gonna be a little different than most. Most of the times I'm getting ready for a show somewhere. This time there's no show. I'm just getting ready for the house together. I get to see Frida. Haven't seen her in a little while. We're gonna work out together. Hopefully I'll get to see Kenny and Hallie and some of my Vegas friends, and also Rachel, who's an intern coach. She's graduating with her degree in nutrition in May. So right now she's interning to be a coach. It's a process to become an actual coach. It takes a good 6 months to a year after you have your degree. It takes you being at least an athlete for over a year as well, so you know the system. So there's a lot of requirements that go into it, but we're gonna go over everything this time, going over new stuff at the contest prep center. A lot getting done this trip. So guys, I got to my house in Vegas. I'm happy to see that the plants have been watered. I was actually worried about that because the guy I bought this house from, he did a really good job like planting all these things and gardening, and when it transferred over, I wasn't sure if the water turned on or if it turned off, but yes, it's here. I was like, oh man, because there's 3 different things that had to happen for it to work. It was the electricity had to go, and then the water had to go, but without there being any stops. But I just got my car rental, so I want to show you guys this. Manager special. They did me so dirty. Look at this thing. I don't even fit in it. I'm not even a big guy. I'm 5'9", but I'm gonna show you for scale so you can see. Good thing I'm not like trying to pick up any girls, because that wouldn't go so well. But look at for scale compared to this thing. I'm not even big. My legs have to be bent, like they can't straighten them out all the way. but I told them, they said I called, I was like, they're like, if you need to switch it, you can switch it if you're too big. But I was like, nah, it's fun. It's actually really fun. But look at this thing. I feel like I'm Steve Urkel in this thing. I am now looking at the contest prep center. First update in a while. So we're getting some progress. Looks a lot better blue. Looks nice and updated. So that's gonna be the colors of it, guys. It's looking pretty good, actually. It's a lot better than I thought it was gonna look. I was a little worried about going too blue. Oh, here we go. They even got more up on the side of the building too. That's a good looking blue. I'm happy with it. We're gonna do a construction meeting now with all these guys, but we've got a lot of people here today. Hello, how are you? Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. Hi, hon.
How you doing?
Nice necklace.
You like that? Yeah. How's it going? Nice to see you.
All right, so do you want to go in and look?
Yeah, let's take a look. I haven't been here in a while. See what kind of progress has been made. It's a lot different now.
When they start cutting.
Dang. Oh, they got this open, huh? That's cool. This is all the way open now? Yeah, it is, huh? This is my office. Pretty cool. Pretty good size office. And here's the gym. It's good size. It's not, I wouldn't say it's big, but for a studio, what we do. So here's that. This will be the dumbbell area. Here, my first time seeing it with you guys. And you'll walk right in through these walls here, through these doors. And this is the posing area right here. Dang, it's way bigger now. So much stuff has been done. This is crazy. It's crazy how much has been done. Here's the one of the coaches' offices. Here is the podcast room. This will be podcast room. You can't even see it. There's no electricity back here. And also, I think Ashley's office. Here's more coaches' offices. Ceilings are tall. Here's another area we'll use as like desks. And this is going to be the locker rooms. This is a mess. It's crazy. Apparently they have to like jackhammer some of this out. Oh, they got to run the plumbing lines as well. And then they have one more office. You can't even see it in here, so I won't even go into it. But this is a pretty big office. And it's the coaches' offices are going to be back here in the meeting rooms and stuff too. So yeah, a lot has gotten done. There's another area that got cut out. They made us cut this hole in this wall here, which I didn't even want. It's like because of the fire code. But here's a good look at what we're looking at gym-wise. Pretty good size. All right, I'm gonna go meet with these guys. Let's go over electrical.
Power and data. So one of the things is, this came up after you don't have any power in your storage.
Okay.
Because it was always a storage room.
All right, so this one here, same thing on this wall. So this one will move over. Coaches will be in this one. I'll be here against this wall, so that works fine for me. That's internet as well. We're data there, data there. This doesn't need any data. Looks like you guys got this all dated out. What I decided to do is I'm gonna put like little separators and put like each of the coaches have their own desk, and then
Like
we'll
a
have
cubby.
yeah, and then we'll have a big office, a big desk in the middle, so we can do our meetings.
Okay.
Let's get at least one data line
You want to put it on this wall since you've got mirrors?
anywhere, because we'll probably do live, like video live when we're doing our posing. So yeah, we'll do that there. So my desk will basically be running like somewhere like this, probably across the whole wall. So the internet would actually run into it would kind of get in the way, the line. So maybe over here. Could we do videos against me in the desk too? So I wanted that to be clean. So there's gonna be like, yeah, we call it A line. So A line's like this. The girls basically stand here, and then they'll go out and they'll pose right here. So this light, the track light's gonna go this way. So this whole thing needs to be lit pretty evenly. So that's the bathrooms and locker rooms. All right, we're getting there. It's pretty close. Officially, finally done with decisions. Well, I guess we got the floors.
Oh no, we're not done. That's just electrical. You're not done yet.
Damn it.
I have a lot of pages for you still.
We could have got off easy there, Amy. So that was a construction meeting. Had a lot of fun there, but it was about 4 hours long. So I was way over on my eating. Didn't get my data, and I still have to do my physique assessments. So Friday I don't do any check-ins, but I do physique assessments where people send me pictures of their physique from their last show or where they're currently at, and they ask me what kind of things I got to improve on, and I got to do full assessment. I get about 10 of those a week or so, and I haven't had internet all day, so now it's a little bit late, and I still got to go work out, and I still got to eat, haven't eaten, and I went shopping and got all my stuff, and I went a little nuts at Z Gallery. But whenever you get a new house, I think that's like the best thing is to get the accessories and stuff. So this is my Z Gallery run today. I went nuts, but they gave me a discount, and so I want to take full advantage of it. Blenders, did all my normal things. Getting this house put together now, so now it's time to accessorize, work out, eat, physique assessments. Probably be up to about 2 in the morning. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing. But this place right now is pretty bare. So I got one accessory so far. I got it with Ashley. Get a nice house and I go and D-class it with a thumbs up like that. Such a typical thing to be doing, especially when I'm with Ashley. Just it's all about fun. It's like the most important thing. So funny. Hey guys, I get myself into situations sometimes that I don't really think through. It's a problem with like being impulsive like I am. And I wanted to get some stuff for the house, and I saw these 2 paintings I really liked that would go really good in the house. And so I'm driving through Vegas with these strings because I have these on top of my little tiny car. And then it got really loose. So I'm hanging on this string driving through the streets, and I got lost. So I ended up on the strip just hoping that a cop didn't see me. And so this is the adventure right now. I realized when I opened this little door that his string came untied. So it wasn't even hanging on. Then I look, it's hanging on by the antenna of this little Chevy Spark, saved by paintings. Oh my gosh. It would have been on the freeway. That was so stupid. I don't know why I do this shit, man. I don't think things through. I feel like I'm a pretty logical guy. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong. All right, so if you look at her hip measurements over the last 2 weeks, so she went from 29.7 on October 5th, and then 29.3 on October 12th, a little less than a half an inch down. And then on her October 19th check-in, she went from 29.3 to 28.6. So she's down another 0.6 inches. Mm-hmm. So that means in the last 2 weeks, she's lost 1.1 inches. It's way too much. So for someone as little as her, that's a lot of size on her hips. So that's why we're going to do a spike day for her, hopefully help her keep her fullness. Her waistline's coming down a lot too, so she's down an inch there too. Yeah. Her weight is only down 4 pounds, so the weight is fine, but she's just flattening out quite a bit, and I don't want to risk losing any muscle. If we lose too much on the waist and hips, it could be a risk of losing a little bit of muscle. Mm-hmm. And so I'm trying to preserve that. And then also, she's probably having really low energy because she is losing so much. It seems like it's a lot on her body. So we're going to have a spike day, which is going to help fuel her for a few days after that. So hopefully she'll have that spike day, and then that'll give her a lot of energy for her workouts, especially on like the glute day, because she needs more in the glutes. So that's the reason we're having the spike day. So everything else can stay the same this week. That day, the spike day, is critical for her in her overall fullness and metabolically too. I could give her that spike, keep her metabolism elevated. So yeah, so that's that one. So we're at the job site again, checking things out. I'll show you guys a little bit of progress in the last few days they've made. The whole building is blue and white now. They gotta finish painting up the white now at this point. But it's looking pretty good, so I hope you like it. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. I think the white with the blue accents, committed to the team colors, you know? Blue, white, and red. But this is where we're at so far. Let's take a look. So, everything's opened up completely. You guys have seen that. And then over here, this is my office. They actually started some air conditioning stuff. They got the air conditioning things lined up. So if you look here, this wall used to be it was like a 12-inch wall, so you can see some scaling. They had to cut it out to make this a bigger office. It was just too small, you know, and we're gonna have a lot of like meetings and stuff in here, and so we added this space to it. But let's show you the mess. So right now, they are putting the plumbing in, so it's a real mess, to be honest. It's a lot of work. I wouldn't want to do this. These guys are tough guys. So right now, here's the air conditioning. They're putting these big holes in the ceilings. These are cement ceilings, so they're 12 inches thick. This is our podcast room back here. We have now holes ran in here too, so we can get air conditioning in there, and Ashley won't complain that it's too hot. This is the podcast room. We got some more big news coming up. There's gonna be another podcast coming out of Team Elite Physique. I'll give you a clue. It's two Swedish women. I'm sure you can guess one of them, but I promise you can't guess the other. That'll be announced pretty soon, so big things coming for us from overseas to Las Vegas. Now here's our posing room. Take a look. Pretty big posing room. And this is kind of the concrete work that we're dealing with right now to get plumbing to our locker rooms. So it's crazy how much goes into these things. Definitely the biggest project I've ever been part of. And then these are gonna be the locker rooms, but look at that mess. Look at that mess. These guys are just digging. They gotta dig under this wall. I believe they said it's 24 inches into the ground. And they gotta get under that wall to get plumbing into our restrooms. So originally the restrooms were on the other side of this wall. And I didn't want them there, which hindsight, I could have saved quite a bit of money. But I wanted this place to be perfect. I didn't want to cheap out on anything. And it shrunk the gym space up quite a bit. So where these holes are is where the restrooms were. And now they've cut them down to connect the plumbing to them. So they can connect the plumbing to these ones. So this is where the existing restroom was, but they had to go all the way under this wall to do it. So it's pretty expensive because these concrete floors are really thick. When we go over this way, this is gonna be the main coach's office. Originally I was gonna do the ceilings were gonna be different ceilings, but you see these like metal bars? No one knew these metal bars were here, and no one knew that this cement block that's here went all the way around. I lost like, I don't know, a foot on each side, a little bit more than a foot actually, because of these cement walls. And so I was gonna open up this wall too and make it just one bigger room, which ended up working out. But we couldn't because these metal ceilings. So there you go. This is how thick, man, I lost a lot. I lost maybe 2 feet of space, but these ceilings are on top of this wall. See that? So because they're on top of this wall, I couldn't take this wall down. I could, but it means I would have needed to take all this wall down, all that wall down, all this wall down, and all these metal beams, which no one knew were there, and then also all this wall down. So the project went from like an easy remodel to this costing, it's probably closer to $60,000 to remove all these things, which no one knew were even here. They weren't in the blueprints anywhere. And so it ended up being, okay, we'll work with what we got. So luckily, all the areas I needed to be perfect were perfect. Got so lucky. The posing room had a big open ceiling. The main gym room had an really open ceiling. And then, so the ceilings that I wanted to be good were good. So here's the open ceiling for the gym, and then here's the open ceiling for the posing room. So big ceilings, 16 or 18 feet, something like that. So I got really lucky with that. And the rest of the other ceilings are gonna have just drywall covering them and ceiling tiles covering them. So, and then we had one more issue that worked out really well. So everything you go as a solution for. So this, I was gonna put polyurethane coatings on all these floors, but this is my office, and the cracks were too slanted. So because of that, I'm actually gonna put wood floors in my office and have to self-level the cement because it won't hold up with the self-level, and the epoxy coating on top of it could crack because it's a really thin coating to level it, and so that would crack over time. So we're trying to do wood in here instead, which is cool because my office will look pretty fresh, and we'll also do some podcast stuff and whatnot in here. So I'm happy about it. That is it. I'm gonna be leaving here in a day or two. So unfortunately, I don't get to see, every day something happens here, I don't get to see it. This is our testing room now, our testing office in here. Now the other thing that we're trying to do, and I'm gonna see if I can, we're doing it on a separate project. Let me know if you guys think this is cool or not. This area here is, see all these trees and stuff? Trees and planters and all this stuff. I'm trying to remove it all. I'm trying to remove this whole area, and then I'm trying to cage it in. And if I can remove it and cage it in, then I'm gonna put an outdoor gym stuff here, at least an outdoor like green where we can do like sled pushes and outside stuff, It'd be cool on like days like today. Obviously not during summer. Summer's hot as hell out here, but like today's like 75 degrees. Perfect. If they allow it, we're gonna be doing that too, but that's gonna be separate after this is all done because it's gonna take another 3 months to get permits for that because you have to go through 2 different city things. So yeah, let's see if that can happen too. Anyway, that's what I got for you guys today. That's Adam reporting on the project. Guess who I just found?
Hi.
Look at this. You can't visit Vegas without visiting Ashley.
You almost bailed on me though.
I couldn't see you're hiding behind your camouflage in this tree. That's what happened.
Definitely. I'm definitely camouflaged.
Ashley is salty because I didn't realize, she didn't know I was here, and I thought she was still in Ohio and I leave tomorrow. She's like, you're trying to diss me, bro.
Yeah, trying to avoid me.
All right, ready for it?
I was born ready.
Let's do it. Showing Ashley now my toaster oven on
I
wheels.
Heat up my meal. So.
I'm driving a microwave. This is my microwave. It's so bad. It's so hard to get going. It's so slow. You look like you're really big on a regular sized car because it's so little. It's so funny.
Yes, if you just saw this, you think I'm like 5'10".
I know, right? Ashley's been going into women's physique now.
Yes.
So today's the day I'm leaving the airport in a couple hours, but we are at the construction site. It is a big day. We are doing, well, I am not doing, but they are doing electrical and AC. So pretty cool. This is what it looks like, man. They're framing, they're doing AC. It's a whole thing in here. The plumbing's getting ran. You can see it a little better now, the ditches that are being ran for the plumbing. Big ditches in here. The AC is starting to be put in. I'm gonna have a nice AC in here. It's hot out in Vegas. I'm not gonna cheap out on AC. Putting that in right now, and then the electrical is being ran. The electrical guys are doing some really cool stuff with the lighting in here, but they're running all that today. Podcast rooms being ran in. You can't see in here, I guess, but this is a ton of plumbing being done in here. Let me show you real quick too. This is the podcast room, electrical being ran. Can't get back there right now, but podcast rooms got electrical ran now. Running electrical all the way down in all the rooms, plumbing, heating, AC. This is my office, so I hate to leave right now. It really sucks to leave. But tomorrow is Saturday and I gotta be at Team Lift in Denver. I don't wanna not be at Team Lift just because I'm out here doing work on this. So I'll be in Denver, do my check-ins Monday through Thursday. So Coach Sam is gonna be here this weekend coming up. So I won't be here this weekend, but Coach Sam will. But let's take a look at the building. They got some paint done. I think it turned out really good. All blue when you pull up. The front's blue and white. So it's not too blue, not overpowering. Gonna get these windows wrapped in red. The black on the edge is gonna be red. All the door frames and everything will be red. It's our colors, blue, white, red. So here's what it looks like from the street front. It's a truck in the way, blocking the rest of the building. But I think it looks pretty good. I think those color schemes worked out really well. And if everything works out well with the city, I'm gonna have the right side of the building, at least an outdoor workout area where it's like sleds and stuff, and hopefully an outdoor caged area where we can have like a little bit of gym equipment out there too. Unlikely that's gonna happen, it needs to go through like a city council approval, but here's a look at how much framing is gonna go onto this place. It's a ton. Here's more pipes for the electrical, more HVAC stuff. So much work being done. We've actually leaving the airport in an hour, but look at this. Look what they got done today. Plumbing. It's finally done. Here's I haven't been able to show you this because there's been people in here this whole time, but this is the trenches they had to dig under the wall for the plumbing. I know it's probably just looks not too great to you guys. It just looks like a bunch of holes in plumbing, but to me it's pretty cool because that means we're getting closer to what to the bathroom. So this here, when you walk in, this will be like a changing area. It's like a little locker room. This is for the women, and this is the bathroom. That'll be the toilets. Here's the sink, and all that will be here. A little changing area right here, and then on this one, when you go over here, is the guys, and then over here is the janitor kind of closet where we have our cleaning equipment for the floors and whatnot. So yeah, the plumbers got inspected today. They inspected it. Now they're gonna pour back all the cement. So the next time I come here, all this will be sealed up. All these holes in the floor, which are massive down here, they're gonna seal all of this up, and then they'll start grinding the floors and cleaning them, getting them prepped for the new flooring that we're gonna put in, which is gonna be really cool flooring. Yeah, it looks like we're getting closer. I have to go to the airport, then I gotta go to Team Lift. So I'll see you guys tomorrow at Team Lift, and then I will be back here. I'll go to Team Lift again, and then I'll fly out probably Sunday, come back here, inspect the project, do all my work from the house, and we're getting it going. So, and some other good news. I actually got 2 offers today. We took one, and we'll see if it holds through. It's got to go through inspection and all these different things, and make sure the city allows the use and all these different things. So you never know with that stuff. But anyway, here it is, getting there. Next time you see me, I'll be flying back, lifting weights at Team Lift with the crew. Just got back from Vegas and in Denver now. Look what I got here. Trifecta right on my door right when I get home. Super convenient. Thanks, Trifecta. Look what I'm coming home to. I don't know if you guys can see it. I got a tree here with no leaves on it. It's 28 degrees. I wasn't prepared for that. You can see all the leaves on the ground. 2 hours ago it was perfect. Now it's 28 degrees. Look at this. I left my jacket in Vegas. I wasn't even thinking. So anyway, now I gotta wake. It's about midnight. I gotta wake up in about 8 hours to go to Team Lift, and I'll do it all again next week. Coach's life, baby, but I love it. I think your front post can be a little bigger, a little stronger. Yeah. You're definitely a little flattened out in your chest. You can see that for sure. Yeah, you're super flat in your chest. All right, so where does that left hand go? Left hand is behind your oblique, right? There you go. So I showed you the whole oblique line. Good? Yeah, it's all right. We're gonna work you good. Good. Abs tight. Give me a little bit of right chest flex. Tiny bit of flex. There you go. See that? Makes a big difference in fullness, right? Good. Good. There's a perfect balance of it. Good. Straighten the right arm out a little. There we go. Perfect. Right there. Now just posture up a tiny bit. Posture up a tiny bit. There you go. There it is. All right. Working you good. On that left hand, when you're there, you have to put a little bit more pressure on your left hand. Push your shoulders and arms flex a little more. But that's it. Everything else is good. Good stuff, man. You be ready for Rocky if you want to do it. Probably overall, honestly.
Yeah, she wants me to do it, so I don't know.
Just do one day real, don't do anything crazy, you know?
Yeah.
Alright, so modern day posing with what they're looking for is going to be, so you see her lap, how it's opened up here? So that's the thing that a lot of people aren't doing, and they can't get the hang of it, and like if you're trying to get to the next level, you're absolutely going to need to show some weight these days. So, so first off, let's go ahead and go into everything that's going on here. Okay, so the main thing is, I like to start off at the waistline. The first thing I look at when I look at someone is, how are they built? Okay, so look straight ahead. So just stand regular. Look straight ahead. So most women are built pretty straight. Like everyone's like, oh, I want that curvy waist. Almost no one has a curvy waist. It's so rare to actually have curves. But all the girls you see on the Olympia stage and whatever, you're like, oh, they have it. You're like, no, most of them are pretty straight too. It's just that they look like they're curvy with how they present. So you're never gonna see her standing like this, right? So the first thing we do is we try to shrink up the waistline. But for her, we just kind of play with it, right? Where's that waist sit? Where's the best way for her to sit? And it's about here. I think this is a good place to start with her. She's got a small waistline from the side. I think it looks really good. We can play with it a little more. And this is what I play with. So this part of the skin, from the belly button, you can look at in the mirror and just say, okay, how much skin should I show? Is it 1 inch? Is it 2 inches? Is it no inches? What's best for me, right? And then you kind of play with that and you start here. Then from there, I'm like, okay, I want the shoulders to be as wide as possible. So she's gonna pivot her body from here up. from here up. So now she's kind of contorted, right? And that's where the flexibility needs to come in, and you need to practice and stretch and all that. So now it looks like she's got that curvy, tiny waist, right? Because now her lats are creating that waistline. Go ahead and release your lats, relax them. Now look at how much different that is, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're standing next to someone who's got lats, like if you look at like Phoebe or, you know, Frida or Francesca or Italo, when they're doing this and you're doing this, you don't have a chance, you know? You gotta learn that lat control. So this is gonna create that width, and this is now part of bikini, which wasn't before, right? So now, Ashley never even worked her lats until the end of last year. We started like, hey, this is like, we really gotta be careful with this and open up a little more. So now we're opening up and training lats a lot. Okay, so shoulders gotta be big, but not like figure big, right? They're just, people see bikini and they're like, oh, I need big, big, big. They just need to be like enough muscle where it looks like you're a fitness model. It's a fitness model division, so don't go crazy with it. You don't want to see any striations in here. You can see a little bit of like, you can see, now when you say like striations, every girl has a little bit of detail. That's okay. Detail is okay. Striations are not. You're seeing striations, it's too much. Okay? A little bit in the arms, but nothing too crazy. Now, when she's doing this with her hips, she's trying to sit into her hips, pretty far into her hips she's sitting without creating any wrinkles and without creating any shrinking of her torso. So like if she sits too hard, she's gonna look like shrunk down, and now she's gonna balance with upper and lower. Her torso looks tiny compared to her legs, because you gotta remember your legs and heels too, they look already bigger. So I like the girl to be as upright as she can be, but sometimes you're gonna need to sit in your glutes depending on how developed they are. If you have some body fat still on your glutes, you might have to sit into a little more, make them look muscular. And then when she's pushing two ways. She's pushing into her hips this way a little bit, but also pushing at an angle that way. And that's going to create this line here that we need to see, right? The legs is different for everyone, you know? Some girls, it depends on their quads. Some girls are going to have their leg, like her toe full on facing the head judge like that. And that looks good for some people. I like to show a little more hamstring if I can. So I go a little more sideways. I think it's nice to show a nice round hamstring. But not every girl has that round hamstring. Some girls are too developed in their quad to go straight on. It's just different per girl, and that's why I think individual posing is so important. So that's the pose. And then with her core, when you're doing it with she's holding her core in super, super tight. Like, you're not supposed to be comfortable here. So you not being able to breathe that good, too bad. Right? It's just, it's not supposed to be comfortable. So you hold your stomach tight, and you take short, shallow breaths, and you shouldn't see any movement in the abs. If you need to take a breath, you can take it in back rows when you're in back rows. But here, you keep it tight, you take little breaths. Yeah, it's hard. That's basically like what we're looking for in the front rows, but the lats are a key part of it. All right, hey Ashley, I am looking at your pictures. So 2 weeks after a show, you taking a week off from the gym after visiting family. So you are looking pretty darn good considering. Now, after you go and you visit family, I'm sure you had some foods and a little bit of post-shows, cheats. Okay, so you're a carby Barbie. Overall physique though, honestly, there's just you definitely have some water retention. I think that's going to take about a week to go off, maybe 10 days to go off, but it's still really good considering how most people are post-show when they start introducing carbs and foods and take a week off. I think a lot of this is just water retention from having some extra carbs, also from you not working out, and that's all going to come off in like 7 days. So the good thing is, considering this is you like not at like a week off from the gym and extra carbs, like you're still you're still showing, you can see here, you're still showing tie-ins here, you know, this is you standing upright too and not pushing hard, I can tell. Everything looks really good. I think that if even your arms are looking pretty good, you know, and that was something that I think needed a little bit of work, but you can see some good separation in your arm and your tricep there, looking pretty good. Rear delt's popping. I do think you can have your back be just a hair wider, but it doesn't really show that much with your hair anyway. Hamstring is not showing separation, is still super round. I do think that I don't think you need to work that out at all going into the you know, just cardio really. Quads too, you can see your quad line. It's where it needs to be. You don't need any more than that. So I think that's something we just keep an eye on. You don't work it out. We completely don't do any legs. You just pump your glutes going into it, and then we have to just keep our cardio, which will keep a lot of this leg muscle. I think that your arms is the only thing that's really showing a little bit less. But the good thing is you have your legs and glutes exactly where you need them to be. Your posing routine is getting significantly better. I do think, you know what I do think? I think we need to add, especially for the Olympia, like a walk back, you know, based on what they're wanting from you. You know, they're wanting just a little bit more pizzazz, a little bit more show. Pizzazz! Yeah, throw in some jazz fingers, and then when you're on stage, I'll hit you with some with like a laser light, like for you trick cats with, and then they'll be like, "Oh, what was that?" And I'll be like, "Was that?" They'll be like, "Was that my imagination, or was it just her posing routine?" They're like, "It must have just been her. It must have just been her posing routine." And I'll have like 10 people from the audience do it at the same time, so it'll be like just they'll have no choice but to look. So yeah, no, you're in a good spot. I mean, we got time before the O, so we're in a good spot. You know, you know, this is even if you had to, like, if you were here, like at, let's say, it'd be scary like at 3 weeks out, but even at like at 4 weeks out, I'd be like, all right, we need to crush it every day, but we'll be there. You know, so you're good. I would like to see what you look like in 10 days because let's see how easy, you know, there only because of like our history. That one time when you went to Hawaii, like it was so hard for you to get like after you got back, we're like, oh, it's just water, and then all of a sudden it was a lot more difficult to get rid of than we thought. So I don't think that's going to happen, but just in case, let's look at you in 10 days and then be like, hey, you know what? You're 2 weeks out. Let's deal for it, you know, that type of thing.